Good to be with you. When the war wagon rolls, the screen explodes. I'm here with the Polish Prince, Bob Antonowicz. Been enjoying a good breakfast here. And you might observe I'm a little different from the other guy. So, Mickey, I just have to say, of all the introductions I've ever had, that's the most recent. It's great to be here. Especially it's a little warmer here where I'm from. I came out of Chicago. I tell you, it was so cold in Chicago, the politicians had their hands in their own pockets. It's always great to be in Texas, because I can dress like this without getting arrested or accosted by strange men. Turns out there's a difference down here if you got a Texas zoo versus a Yankee zoo. I was just at the zoo up in Chicago, and they got a Yankee zoo. You got the cage, and then you got the animal, and then you got the animal's name, and then you got the animal's name in Latin, in case you want to call them in Latin or something. But down here in Texas, it's a little different. You got the cage, you got the animal, you got the animal's name, then you have a recipe for cooking the animal. Turns out there's a story, I think it was Carolyn Doyle was telling me about a couple of good old boys from Texas unit were serving in Afghanistan. And they're out in a remote area, and all of a sudden, hundreds and hundreds of Taliban coming by. So this Texas boy gets up on a hill and says, "One Texan's worth 10 of y'all." So the Taliban guy says, "He's offending our honor. Go kill this infidel." He sends his top 10 guys. All of a sudden you hear screaming and yelling and shooting. Nobody comes back. Texas come back. Texas boy gets at the top of the hill and says, "I guess one Texan's worth 100 of y'all." So now the commander's really ticked off. He sends this another 100 guys to take care of this terrible infidel. Again, they're shooting and hollering and fighting and screaming. None of them come back. Texas guy gets up on the hill and says, "I guess I can whip all of you." So finally this guy's really ticked off. He sends another 500 of his troops. They come over there. There's a bunch of screaming and yelling and shooting and fighting. And one guy comes struggling back. He goes, "It's a trap. There's two of them." We do have a table reduction program that Mickey wanted to make sure you're aware of. And this will take a case that would normally be rated up to table 3, and through various reinsurance agreements and clever underwriting and using both a Swiss Re and a General Re book, we are able to get it down to standard. So the next agent question is, how come we get so many table 4s? We really don't. But it seems like that's the only rating you get, and we have established a special committee to try and pound those table 4s down to table 3 to get them at standard. So that's been going on for a while. Product eligibility, all permanent plans, including no lapse guarantee. So this is also quite helpful with some of those, as we say, wounded quail situations where you've got to save a severely faulty universal life, where you need to do a drop-in and maybe even lower the premium using a no-lapse product. So if you might have been slightly rated with somebody else, we can get them down to standard. Another thing I want to make sure to touch on before I get into sales ideas is our wellness benefit. This has been around about 6 years now, and we're actually starting to reap some of the rewards in the terms of the discounts to our clients. What this is for a one-time fee of $100, you put your client into the wellness program, which makes him eligible for further discounts against the mortality cost. That's a long-term benefit. The short-term benefit is he's got the access to the Mayo Clinic hotline,